I'm a traditional trainer.
Yeah.
So I train, if you want to come to me for weight loss, lose weight differently. So I specialize with Bosu Ball training. I love Bosu Ball training.
Yes.
And a lot of co-work. Like I started with 5 pairs just at the school that she started at, just to go say, hey, you know what, I know she's not here. I want you guys to know that I'm still here. 2 years later, I went back and said, hey man, I've donated 200. What keeps me humble is I never forget where I'm coming from. I ran away from it.
Yeah.
I could easily just go for a run or just go be with her. But when things went sour, that's when like I had to face the music. And I tell you, most of the time, one of the questions would be, who would accept me for who I am? Because not having a family around me, like it has made me feel naked in a way.
Yeah.
That I can't protect anything.
Hi guys, welcome to Navigating the 20s. You are with me, Zinhle Novazi. Today, I've got the pleasure of speaking to one of the most inspirational trainers, and you'll find out that he's inspirational not just because he's a trainer, but his whole life speaks about impact and looking at how you can make a difference in society. I'm talking about Siya Mashele. We are going to be speaking about everything fitness related, running, preparing for Sanlam Marathon, but most importantly, how can you have a bigger impact in your community? And through this, we speak about his own initiative, his legacy project to honor his mom, which is a shoe drive. So if you're looking to be inspired and also get into your summer body, you want to tune in to this episode. Siya, I mean, a lot of people are familiar with you on social media if they do follow you, but for people within my community, which is called Navigating the 20s, that aren't familiar with who you are and what you do, can you just give us like a quick intro into who you are and how your friends and family members would describe you?
I think I'm a very simple and down-to-earth person, that's just driven by fitness.
Yeah.
I'm born and bred, deep Loof. I started in the south, and then I went to the north, and then that's when everything changed. Started as a journalist and then transitioned to be a personal trainer. And all that was sparked by running. So running is the motivation becoming with me being a trainer and me being who I am today.
Yeah, you mentioned, so you used to be a journalist. What made you transition? Like, what was that moment where you're like, this is not it. This is not what I'm supposed to do for the rest of my life?
I was very fortunate to interview Gabriela Mabalana, who I'm very close with now.
Yes.
So it was a blessing in disguise. So after interviewing him with his book, I Ran for My Life, I realized that I'm doing something wrong.
Sure.
And I'm like interviewing myself. So like I could relate because he was also from the same township, Deep Loof. So there's a lot of experiences that I've also experienced. And I'm like, no, man, probably doing something wrong. And Adidas came through with an idea of studying Adidas running South Africa.
Yes.
And I was one of the 7 that were chosen to start the movement.
Yes. Actually, that's how we met, because I met you through Adidas Runners Johannesburg. And talk me through your journey. Like, what's running been for you? Like, is running therapy for you, or is it just an outlet or like a competitive space that you go to?
Running is everything to me, honestly, because there was a point in my life where I couldn't walk, and running was what helped me to start walking. I had an injury in 2011, and I was out for a month. And then after that injury, I lost motivation. That was the year that I took a gap year in my life. And then I was experimenting, and then hey, I was still living.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And then I think from that year, that's when everything changed. So after that injury, I stopped partying, I stopped drinking, I stopped, like, the nightlife was never for me.
Yeah.
And that's when I changed. I went to journalism school. And then from journalism school, that's when I started loving the gym. Then I loved going to the gym. And I remember at some point, there was no money to go to the gym. And I had to run to the gym. So I would just like grab my bag, put on my bag, my gym clothes, put on like clothes to change, and then I ran to the gym. As soon as I get there, I train. After training, I still run back because there was no money to go to the gym. But then I just wanted to be like, I just love the space. And I got to a point where I would bunk school, but I would do my schoolwork at the gym. So I would spend the whole day at the gym. Just do all my work at school. I mean, at the gym, but just be in that space. And then I remember that's when everything changed. I was like, no, I'm probably doing something wrong. And then I had an assignment at school. And that's when I came up with a fitness show.
Wow.
Not knowing that that was like me, speaking life into what I'm doing now. And then that's when Like, so most of the things that I'm doing now, I did them as an experiment at school, not knowing that this is where I'll be.
It was just a matter of time and experience playing it out. And then how do you find your way to personal training and becoming a personal trainer? How did you realize like you're passionate about helping people to reach their fitness goals and to change their lives and like the way that they live, to be more active and to keep the body moving?
I think it started with myself. Like the way I changed, like from being like a typical township boy that's just like looks up to just making money and drinking, you know, like I sort of like distanced myself from that life and started being disciplined and building the discipline from just loving myself and appreciating my body. And then from appreciation of my body, and then I got lessons in people. They're like, hey man, like, don't you see yourself as a trainer? And then I was like, hey. Yeah. Then when Adidas came through, that's when I was like, all right, cool, I might just. Then when Adidas said they want to put me on, I literally resigned. I remember I got an email that said, you are part of the 7. I put on my resignation letter immediately. When my editor asked me, dude, are you sure after 3 years of being a journalist, are you sure that you are sure about this? I'm like, you know what, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But then I'm definitely sure it's going to work out. And towards the transition, that's when I lost my mother. That's when things changed.
Can you talk us through that? What's that been like to lose like a parent at such a young age? Because how old were you at that stage?
I was 24.
Yeah.
I think it was a challenge because I had just transitioned, so I just resigned from that job and starting out with this one. And because I remember so after starting off with Adidas, I just also started with fitness school. Yeah. And towards my mid-year exams, my mother passed away. Mid-year exams. Sure. My mother passed away. And I dropped out that same year. And then after her passing, because I lost motivation, so I dropped out. After dropping out, 4 months later, my son was born. And it was a lot. So it took me back to, why did I leave journalism? Is this really gonna work out? How am I gonna manage? Is fitness really? So I wasn't sure if I'm really meant for fitness. But I kept going, you know, because Adidas was there. So the motivation was there. So I kept on running. I kept on, you know, and I remember even with Adidas, like I got to a point where I wasn't happy anymore because I was doing this. I've now been doing the same thing for 3 years. Yeah. What's next?
Exactly. You needed to climb higher.
And needed to climb higher. And working with Adidas running, it wasn't enough anymore. You know, like just getting up or going for runs, that wasn't enough. I was looking at growth. Exactly. And that's when I started pushing myself for social media even more. Yeah. And I started pushing. But then at the same time, I've been running away from this thing that's hurting me so much, which is the loss of my mother. Yes. And I came up with, how do I deal with this in order to help others? The week of her passing, on the memorial service, one of the teachers mentioned that she started a uniform drive at the school. Yes. So because most of the kids in Orlando, they come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Yeah. They probably come to school hungry, or they don't have uniform, they don't have jerseys and so forth. So she came up with that uniform drive or a food drive. Say, as teachers, let's contribute 100 Rand every month. And that money can just go towards helping the kids. So I remember sitting in church and I'm like, but then what am I doing? Exactly. To thank this person. Yes, sure. I'm where I am because of all her hard work and the sacrifices. And then, but what am I doing? And that's when the motivation behind the shoe drive came about. I started with 5 pairs. Yes. Just at the school that she started at, just to go say, hey, you know what? I know she's not here. I want you guys to know that I'm still here. Yeah. And we are still here. Exactly. I'm here to plant a seed. I'm not sure if it'll grow, but one day I'll come back and give you guys more. 2 years later, I went back and said, hey man, I've donated 200. Sure. That's fine. Yeah. Like I came to give you 50 more in uniform as well, to say, you know what, it's growing. Yeah. And I'll come back again. Yeah. In a few years' time to give you. So this year I'm raising 1,000 pairs. Wow. You know, and also what's been pushing me to give back even more. So I was raised by single parents. My dad was there, but my dad is an alcoholic. And that has been the motivation towards me being focused and me being who I am today. Yeah. One of the reasons why I'm who I am today, how disciplined I am, is because I know what it is to live in a household where you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Because after my mother's passing, a lot happened.
Yeah.
My dad started drinking excessively, and that ruined everything.
Yeah.
Like the family fell apart. And obviously with the family falling apart with me as well, finding my feet as a tough.
Yeah.
I'm the younger sibling at home, and I had to make sure that I've got my own back.
Yeah.
But then sure, I've got my own back. I'm doing a career that's very challenging. Personal training is very challenging because you're dealing with people.
Yeah.
And a person this morning can wake up and say, hey, I don't want to train with you. I want to train with Zintle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I need to navigate. There's no constant income. You make your own constant income with being a businessman or businesswoman.
Yeah.
Like entrepreneurship is very tough.
Yeah, we glamorize it too much.
Exactly. And I'm very fortunate and very blessed too that I've never struggled in my transitioning of being a personal trainer and being who I am today.
Yeah.
Even though there's all these things happening in the background, you know, and I've had to find motivation inside. Even though sometimes I drive to work in tears, but then as soon as I get to the door, I have to wipe those tears and say, hey, I'm here to work. Like I always need to remember why I started, why I chose to be a personal trainer, why I see the goal. Why is fitness going to be the one thing that I'm going to say, hey, you know what, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are an architect, I was a trainer, and this is my story as a trainer.
Exactly.
I've always believed that my story will inspire someone one day that, you know, when Casper invested, he made it as a rapper.
Yes.
I also want to say I made it as a trainer.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't just want to make it. I want to help others also make it. You know,
you want to have that impact.
I want my story to be a story of hope. You know, a story of not giving up. You know, a story of it will happen one day. A story of God is in process.
Yes.
You know, a story of delayed but not denied. God is still in work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want people to look at me and glamorize. I don't want to be glamorized. I think that is why I don't go to school and want to be known. Like literally, whenever I go donate, I don't want to be known. Yeah. I just go there and I introduce myself. I ask for a school list. I come back. I donate. Yeah. I take videos, of course, for advertising. Yes. But I'm not taking them for showing people that hey, I'm doing this and then I want veneration. I don't want veneration. Yeah. And that is why I'm not doing any favors. I go to schools that I'm not known. Nobody knows me. I'm just there to do the Lord's work and move. Yeah. You know, and I don't know. I think that is what has kept me humble and has kept me, even though I'm doing big things. Yeah. I was actually going to ask you with that because a lot of other trainers, they're very like arrogant but you always like your spirit is humble all the time and you are growing a lot on social media. So you could have that clout and act like you're the it, but you don't. So what grounds you? What keeps you humble? I think what keeps me humble is I never forget where I'm coming from. And I must never also forget that those people, they're the ones that make me. Yeah. And they can also break me. So I always need to appreciate them and just be thankful. Yeah. I can't brag. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. People say that they brag different. I can't brag. Bragging is not me. Yeah. You know, like I'm always thankful no matter how much I have. You know, like, I remember the first salary I got where I'm working now. Yeah. I bought 50 pairs of shoes and then I donated them. That was just my way of saying, you know what, God, I've always wanted to work here and I've always seen myself working here. So thank you. And this is my way of saying thank you to you. Wow. So I don't know, man. All that's happening around me, I'm just thankful that it's happening because it's been a journey. And you also spoke about having a son. How has that been? Like I also grew up in a single parent household raised by a mom only. So in your case, with your dad's absence and now having a son, what's that been like for you? Are you finding that there's certain things now that you want to impart to your son that you didn't necessarily get, and it's like maybe a reflection point for you? I'm seeing that every single time with myself because my son is in grade 1 and he's still new at school. Yeah, so he's been struggling with some stuff, you know, and I've had to source a tutor, get a tutor, like make sure that is happy and spend more time with him. Like just do the little things with him. You know, I see that the more I spend time with him, the more we start understanding each other. You know, the more he starts seeing me as a friend, more like as a father. Because the moment he starts seeing you as a father, there becomes a barrier, and and then the communication is cut. In a way, because I'm not talking to my father, so there's a certain way. But if there's friendship, with respect, that hey, I need to respect this person, but I don't need to be afraid of talking to him or just asking him for anything, because I know that he's got my back. But the one thing that he's just asking from me is just for me just to deliver. So I'm just imparting that discipline in him, that, you know what, dude, like, you don't have to have it all. But as long as you've got the direction and the foundation, you've got everything.
No, I think that's solid. And if there are people that are looking to enter the same space, like if it's somebody who feels like, from a resource perspective, I can't make it to where you are, what advice do you have for people that want to become personal trainers? Or maybe somebody feels like their physique, no matter how much they all train, because a lot of people, I think we judge trainers on how they look. So if you don't have the body, I don't want to train with you. So, or maybe you're not on social media and you don't have the followings. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to enter your space?
I think it starts with just understanding yourself and trusting your craft, because every trainer is a good trainer. I wouldn't say like this one is bad. No, every trainer is a good trainer. We just specialize with different areas. But then the one thing that separates every one of us is what you are bringing to the table. So make sure that you do your homework, like you specialize, man. And the only way, I always say, a trainer is a trainer if they train. If you're not a trainer, if you're a trainer and you don't train, there's no way you can be on top of your game. Because with training and any other field, you need to do it. The more you do it, the more you get better, and the more you specialize in something. For Siya to get to where he is today, he literally he worked his ass off. No, there were stuff that they were hard now. But then I make them look easy because I've done my homework and I've been trying it out. I'm just redoing what I did before. But then it's just been perfected. And that's now has become my signature. So just find your signature. With everything, Siya's find her signature. Or also you need to find your signature. You need to draw inspiration from Siya and define yourself from what you've seen from Siya. So I've also drawn inspiration from other people that I've seen on social media years back, and that has made me to define who I am now. Of which I now know that Siya is a trainer, and also Siya is a runner. You know, and but that's also a journey, and that journey needs to define you, and you need to enjoy yourself in order for you to reap the fruits. If you're not enjoying, then you won't reap the fruits.
Definitely. And talk us through, like, if somebody's interested in training with you, in your videos on Instagram, you do a lot of interesting movements, and I like that you focus on functional training as well. So it's not just about like lifting heavy, but it's also about like incorporating like functional movements into it. And I think your specialty as well, because you are a runner as well, it helps for people that do want to, let's say, run a comrade, run a marathon, that their trainer can actually understand exactly what they're going through, other than actually understanding the craft of how to train around that. So if somebody's looking to train with you, like, what is your specialty? What are your focus areas?
I'm also a typical trainer. I'm a traditional trainer. So I train, if you want to come to me for weight loss, you lose weight, but then lose weight differently. So I specialize with Bosu Ball training. I love Bosu Ball training. And a lot of core work. So Bosu Ball is stability training. But then I start you from the ground. I teach you how to get on a Bosu Ball. You do very simple squats, and then I elevate you. But then that just depends on your fitness level. But then I believe that I can get someone there. But getting you there, you need to be consistent, because I need to be like, I work with consistency. No matter how big you are, no matter where you start, if you're consistent, I believe that we can get there.
And you said you do weight loss differently. I think everyone's trying to get to their summer body goals. How do you handle weight loss if a client says, I'm trying to lose 10 kilograms or whatever the case might be?
I'm a straightforward trainer, so I just tell them that we need to start in the kitchen. So if it's bad in the kitchen, then we're not getting anywhere. I've helped a lot of, like, at the moment. I've got a client, he's turning 50, and we started at 131. We're now sitting at 95.
Jeez.
But that's hard, because this is someone that's never trained in his life. That's someone that's had an injury, someone that's old. So when you are over the age of 26, let's say 30, your metabolism starts slowing down. So that means everything's slow. So we've had to outsource a dietitian, that he also had to be on a strict diet in order for us to get here. So if it wasn't for a clean, yes, we are training consistently 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But then if it wasn't for the eating, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know,
fair
so
point.
you need to start in the kitchen. You need to make sure that your fridge is clean before you can go to the gym, because it's a waste of time to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Whereas you come back and eat burgers. That's just a waste of time.
Yeah. And for people that are like, in terms of your body, you've got the 6-pack. For men that they idolize your body and be like, I also want to look like that. I want to be confident enough to go to gym and take my shirt off and work out. How do you get the body composition that you have? Should everyone be aspiring to get a 6-pack?
Every man should aspire to have a 6-pack. Like that it's very challenging to get there, but then it's also rewarding.
Yeah.
Because it's you'll feel good about it, and you'll also I don't know, having a body like mine. I'm not restricted to wear anything. Like I can wear anything in this world and still look good. Yeah. So that's the one advantage about it. So you'll have the freedom or the leverage to wear whatever that you want to wear with freedom and confidence. Yeah. Yeah. And also it's time for the beach now. So
exactly.
Who wants to go to the beach with the belly? So yeah, starting with having a 6-pack, that would definitely give you the edge the confidence that you need. Yeah.
To be honest, if I look at a guy with a 6-pack, but maybe it's because I work out too, it's not, I'm like, the 6-pack looks good, but I know the effort that it takes to maintain and look. So then I respect the person more, because I'm like, that takes dedication to maintain.
A 6-pack takes a lot of dedication to maintain, a lot of discipline as well. Because you can easily just fall off the wagon. Yeah. You can easily eat burgers for the carbs for a week. Yeah. And then or a week or two, and then they start being challenging, because working your way back, it's hard.
Yeah. And then talk me through running now. You have given yourself a challenge to finish Cape Town Sanlam Marathon. What's your time again that you're aiming to finish by?
Hey, I'm crossing my fingers. 3:30.
3:30. Yeah. Why such an intense challenge, and why now that you decided to do your first marathon?
I decided to do my first marathon just to raise shoes for my foundation, and I also just wanted to give myself a challenge, because I don't know. Psychologically, I was going through a phase of demotivation, so I needed something to motivate me and something to look forward to. So when I spoke to one of my clients, he was like, "Hey man, okay, you can actually go around and then I can buy shoes for a foundation." I was like, "Oh, cool, that's a better motivation." So I'm running for 100 pairs of shoes to be donated to a community. I don't know now. We still need to pray about it, because my goal has always been to, travel every province, donate shoes every province. Yeah. Started in Soweto Township. Yes. We're now going to Alexandra. And hopefully the next pair of shoes will probably going to another province. So I just want to go to different provinces now. I want it to grow now.
That's big. Yeah.
To expand,
Yes. We're going to come to your foundation now, but take me through the training that you had to now do and the build up to Sanlam.
I don't know. The build up to Sanlam, I had to start adding more mileage now. That's my running now. Instead of doing 5, it was I specialized with 21. So with the 21s, do 5Ks, 10Ks, the most, 15, if you like it. But now I have to, because I'm doing a 42 now. Yeah. Obviously, I have to do 10, 12, 21, of which that's a challenge. Yeah. And especially with my schedule, work schedule, sleeping, rest. So everything changes. Literally everything has changed now. Sure. But then I told myself, because I'm in it. Yeah. I'm not one to bail out. Yeah. So now I'm doing 10 today. Yeah. 10 trial. Yeah. Wednesday I'm doing a 15. And Saturday I need to do a 30 now. Yeah. Because I've done 2 21s, and then I'm still maintaining the same pace. So I'm like, okay, cool. So let me see how far I can do a 30. So if I can do a 30 the same pace, then I'm happy. I'm ready for Cape Town.
You're good, yeah.
But I'm still doing indoor training every morning. So every morning 4:30, I'm in the gym. Before I started my clients, I'm training because we open at 4:30. So 4:30 to 5:15. I do just a light session. So I still do strength training, because I'm not a typical runner. Yeah. And I still love my physique. I love my aesthetic. So I still want to maintain a bit of my aesthetic, even though I know for sure that I'm going to lose the mass.
Yeah, the muscle mass,
I want to still maintain the aesthetic. Yeah. And then I'll get it back in a month or two. So,
Fair point. And if somebody's asking, or I'm wondering, where do you get the time? Like, do you have time to see your friends, be a dad, be a personal trainer, and still like see family? Where do you get the time to balance everything?
Sure. I don't, honestly speaking, during the, like I tell anyone, I think, yeah, that's why anyone, during the week, I don't have time. During the week, it's just me and work. Like especially now that I've got Cape Town Marathon, during the week is me, work and running. So I go to work in the morning, I come back, I rest for like an hour or two.
Yeah.
And then I go run. If I've got evening clients, afternoon clients, I go back to work. So when I come back in the evening, I just eat, I get my stuff ready for the next morning, and then I get ready. So from Monday to Thursday, I'm anti-social. Like I'm literally just work, come back home, sleep, work, come back home. That's just me on a Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
On Friday, I work a half day, like I work until like 1. That's just a day when I spend time with my son. I go fetch him at school. We have pizza, that's our pizza or burger Fridays, we chill. And then Saturday, I'm working again in the morning from like 6 until like 12. Then I still have to run again. I go run, and then I chill with him again, like in the afternoon. Then Sunday, I'm chilled. Then we go to church together on Sunday, and then we have the Sunday together.
Sure.
The gents, I don't know. I've tended to be very, I don't know. I'm not for friends, and like I'm not for being. I'm not for chilling with friends. And, you know, if you're chilling with friends, like we need to go for a run. You know, like and then that's when we'll chill. Because after I run, we might grab breakfast.
Exactly.
I don't know. My lifestyle is become that now.
Yeah.
Like the thing of just chilling with friends.
Yeah, it's
not for me anymore. Honestly speaking, and it's not that I'm antisocial, but that's just who I am now. Yes. Understanding myself in the past 6 years. My son is turning 6. Yeah. And it's been 6 years of just understanding myself. And that's what works for Siya. You know, and Siya is not for going to a party. Yeah, sure, you can invite me to a party. I'll honor the invite, be there for a few hours. But
but you're not gonna
that's not me. That's not me.
It's so funny. I share the same thing in such a way that like even when it comes to dating, I'm like, I can't date somebody that doesn't work out, because it's hard to explain to a person like, you'd be dating somebody and then you'd be like, oh, I need to run at 6 and then I'm going to do another session in the evening. And they're like, but you at gym. And even with races, like if you've got ambitions to travel and run, like go do Berlin Marathon, it's hard to explain to somebody who's not in that world. So do you find even, I mean, you've mentioned it with friends, when you try looking for a partner, or if you already have one, are you selective in choosing somebody who's already like a fitness person or somebody who is supportive of your fitness journey?
I don't know. With partners for now, I'm still trying to define that. Because obviously, if the woman drinks, no, that's not for me.
Yeah,
party, not for me.
Yeah, not about the groove life.
Not about the groove life. You can be a corporate.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. You know? Yeah, like our life needs to be fitness orientated.
Exactly,
or just wellness orientated. Because we need to wake up. Like I believe, like wake up on a Saturday morning
and go for a run, or go to gym.
Go to the gym.
Yeah,
get breakfast.
Yeah,
do errands.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
Yeah,
that's the way. That's where I come from. Cause that's where I'm going in my life. Because I believe that kind of a lifestyle it keeps us looking good as a couple, and it also keeps us together.
Exactly.
Because we get to, although other couples might argue with this, but then like we get to do something that connects us.
Exactly.
You know, that's outside from what we both do. I might be a trainer, but then whenever I'm training with my partner, it's different.
Exactly.
Because it's not just me training a client. It's
somebody you love.
It's different. So that's where I'm headed, and I'm sure that I'll find one. But for now, there's no one.
No, but I think I relate with so much of what you're saying, because when like you start reprioritizing your whole life. So when somebody says like, let's go out on a Friday night, and you're thinking I must be there from 10 to 11 and I want to wake up, you start thinking differently. And even alcohol, I've found that it becomes an inefficiency, because when you think about a hangover and the after effects, and then you start to realize you can have much more fun outside of like substance and alcohol. Like with your transition with that, you didn't find that, like, let's say during the time you had friends that were still deep in groove or like going out a lot, that you were being isolated because of that, like the choices you were making, like I'm not going to drink, or
before, like, they thought I was crazy. They thought I was just like, it was just something that was showing off. And then I wasn't posting then, about working with Adidas. But when I started working with Adidas, that's when they were like, hey man, actually like this person, he was serious from then.
Yeah.
Look at him now. Being serious then, I was paving the way for me working with big brands. So I think if I was still within that lifestyle, I wouldn't be where I am today.
And also, how are you what's the word that I want to use? Like, you're so confident in yourself. Like other people, if you enter a specific space, let's say you are moving to the north, it's like you go through a rebrand, you change the way you talk, or you create a perception of somebody that's not you. How have you learned to like own your story and who you are and not like shy away from it?
I don't know. If you've got it, you've got it.
Yeah.
And I'm just one of those people that have got it. And I look shy, but I'm not shy. I know, I'm confident about my work and myself, but I've got a lot of humility. Even though I know that I'm good, I still put myself on a pedestal to prove myself.
Yeah.
In order for me to own that, that the title, they said he's got it. He's good. That's the motivation even with my running, that I don't just want to say, hey, I can run at this time. But I can't even finish a half marathon at that specific time. So I did my research. Like how do I run a 3:30? What pace should I run? Like I work on something until it manifests. So although I throw myself in a deep end, but then I know that I'm throwing myself in a deep end, but I'm also willing to put in the work.
That's important. I think other people take it for granted. They're like, if I'm fit, I should be able to do it. But they don't realize that also there's a difference between gym fit and running fit. Talk me through that balance, because I struggled with that. I was doing CrossFit, so I was lifting heavy, but then I'd be too heavy for a run. Then I have to slow down on lifting heavy so that I can be light enough to run. But then by the time you get back to the gym, it's like the weights that you used to be able to push now, they just defeat you because you've lost the muscle mass. How do you strike a balance? Like if you had to advise somebody as a personal trainer, if you want to run, but you still want to lift heavy-ish. I
think now I'm maintaining like my 60-70% strength. I carbo load. So like I've learned, I've been struggling as well. It's been trial and error, honestly speaking. Fitness is a trial and error. Like you'd never get it right on the first try. Like we all trial and error. So it took me a lot of years to understand that, okay, cool, but the one thing, you can't be catabolic and anabolic at the same time. You need to choose one. If you are bulking, you need to bulk. You can't bulk with running.
No, you can't.
Running is catabolic, it's gonna cut you. But then how I master it, I just eat. So I have my oats in the morning at 6. I have my eggs snack before my run. I have my fruit salad, and then I have pasta after the run. So pasta is my carb loading. So I still have my carbs, but then I just watch my carb intake. I don't just eat anything. So I know with pasta, it's an easy digestion, and it also just gets burnt faster in my body.
Exactly.
So that's how I just maintain my body, and then I don't run away from weightlifting.
Yes. Because a lot of people think like, oh, let me slow down, but you need it.
I still do weightlifting. But then I just watch how much I lift. I don't lift as strong. I'm not as strong as I was in January, and I know for sure that if I'm running, the strength has to suffer.
Exactly.
In order for me to run fast.
Because
the more but then I just shy away from doing legs. I don't do legs as much as I did before.
When you're running, what goes through your mind? Like, is there a tape that you play, and let's say like you've hit the wall, or like you're not able to accelerate anymore, what do you say that like pushes you when you can't, or with anything in training?
I'm a very spiritual person, and I listen to spiritual music. And if you'd ask me, 80% of the time, if I'm training, running, driving, sitting, I'm honestly listening to spiritual music. So I'm always playing the songs that motivates me, and I'm a very traditional spiritual music. So there's a song that I love, and it came to my mind when I was preparing for Pretoria Marathon last year. Hiding my somewhere. When the car is in ignition, or is idling, it's going. So when I'm in motion, there's no stopping me. When my mind is focused on something, I make sure that it turns into gold. I'm where I am today. It's because of a risk, but because I've stayed focused, it's turning into gold, and I'm literally just reaping the fruits of that gold.
Sure.
But if I wasn't focused, I wouldn't be where I am, especially with everything that's happening in my life.
Are you always this positive like this?
You can ask anyone. I'm always positive, even though I go through it as well. But then I come back and say like you'd never say, man. Like even my psychologist, like he knows that like I'd come in, break down, but then afterwards, like I'll still be fine. You know, I don't know. I've just got that thing in me that I can go through, but then I still have to go.
And you mentioned the word psychologist. Like with Black men, there's a pride around like seeing psychologists or being able to be vulnerable. Like I know I've got a lot of male friends. They'll always say that like they can't be vulnerable around the boys, but they can go crying to their woman if they need to. How have you, like, I guess it's a question around masculinity and being Black, being able to be vulnerable and be able to open yourself to be like, there will be a point in time where I need to see a psychologist and, you know, take care of my mental health and not just be like, okay, I'll drink it off or I'll find other ways to sort of channel that energy.
My previous relationship was the motivation behind me seeing a psychologist. Because that was I think I met her when I was still going through it. And because I kept on talking to her, it seemed fine. And seemed to make everything better. Yeah. And because I didn't have a family, my family fell apart. My family accepted me. But when things went wrong, I would always be reminded that, hey man, you don't have a family and my family is there for you. So that pushed me to actually, you know, to say, actually, you know what, I'm tired of trying to, like, telling someone about personal stuff. But then whenever I do something wrong, I'm reminded of where I come from, of how the family dynamics are. Yeah. So I was like, let me go see someone. Because I was also like, it took me a while. Yeah. My mother passed away in 2017. I only saw a psychologist in 2022. Sure. So there was pride. Even though I was going through it at home, I thought, oh man, I'm fine now. I'm a man. Yeah. But then I would see myself crying and I would see myself lose opportunities because I can't get through something in my life. And that's redefining who I am now. Yeah. You know, and seeing a psychologist, like, it made me realize that actually you are going through something and it's okay to go through it. Because I always saw myself as the only one. Yeah. You know, I always saw myself as, why this? Because like the smallest of things would get to me. Like seeing Zintle go to church with her family, or seeing Zintle during collection, your mother coming to you, or you going to your mother and say, hey, like, here's money. Yeah. Like, I go to church every day and I'm there alone. And when I go home, I'm reminded of, why are you still at home? Why don't you find a place? Because your mother's not here anymore. And that really got to me. Like it made me to start saying, you know what, you're going through it. Because I ran away. I ran away with Mera for a long time. Yeah. I ran away from it. Yeah. I could easily just go for a run or just go be with her. But when things went sour, that's when, like, I had to face the music. Yeah. And I tell you, most of the time, one of the questions would be, but who'd accept me for who I am? Sure. Who'd accept me that one day when I want to ask for a hand in marriage? Yeah. I'm not even sure that my dad would be happy for me to even marry. Sure. Yeah, that's... Or even if my family would be united to be happy for me, I wouldn't be sure for that. So certain things would play in my head. Yeah. And that would cause fear inside. Hey man, other people on Christmas Day, they're really happy. Yeah. For you, Christmas Day is the saddest day because there's no one to be happy with you. Sure, yeah. Everyone is. So I got to have a taste of what a happy family is, you know, and what unity is in a family. Yeah. And she introduced me to that. And I'm thankful for that. Yeah. But when we broke up, everything was taken away. Sure. And I had to now search inside now. Yeah. And I had to say, hey, dude, like, you know what, you need to now start finding yourself. And finding yourself is finding happiness inside. Because happiness is what will bring who you really are. Because now you're not happy. And one thing that's making you not being happy is not having a family around you. Yeah. Because not having a family around me, like, it has made me feel naked in a way. Yeah. That I can't protect anything. Yeah, no, I'm sorry for that experience, but I think, like, you've shown how you've had to navigate through so much. And I think, like, in life, sometimes we might not have, like, direct access to the family, but we can build community
around us to feel us. But obviously nothing will ever replace having a family. And I guess in my case, coming from like a spiritual being, I think God puts us in certain paths, and we will only ever know in retrospect why you had to experience life this way or feel alone, or that like there was no one to be there for you through this time. Do you ever find comfort in that, like that everything you're experiencing now that you have experienced is like God's purpose for your life? Like there's a bigger meaning, a bigger picture behind everything that you've had to experience.
To be quite honest with you, it's a journey. It's not as easy as it's always easy said than done. You know, believing in God was the challenge.
Yeah,
and I gave up going to church when my mother passed away because I believe that God like failed. Like for the first time when I needed God, He wasn't there.
Yeah,
but I forgot those words that God will never forget, you know. And going back to church my ex was also motivation behind it. Like she was the person that said, "Hey, man, I see that like you are a spiritual person, but then you need just that push." So she was the pushing factor to me, like believing again and to going back to church. So it wasn't just sour. You know, there were also like the good times.
Yeah,
and one of the good times that I'll appreciate forever is just taking me back to church.
Yeah.
Because you'll hardly find a girl that will take you to church. They'll also always take you to a party.
Yeah.
Always take you to go spend money.
Yeah.
But she took me to go redefine myself and to find myself. And from the invite from church, that's when I started with the foundation. That's when I pushed for my foundation to be where I am. So sitting in that church, Word of Devotion, 2019, changed how I looked at life. So there's even the Word of Explosion. I think it's starting this week, if I'm correct. Yeah, so this is the week that changed my life.
Sure.
In 2019. Yeah, so she invited me for the Word of Explosion at Grace Bible Church. That's when I became, started believing again. Yeah. And then I'm even now left my church now, and I go to Grace Bible Church now. So
wow. Yeah, so you found like a home.
Yeah, I found a home at Grace Bible Church. You know, even though now I still have to find a community now. Yeah, because my community was centered around her because she was the person that introduced me there. So I now have to find my own people. You know.
Yeah, and I think breakups are really hard. Like it's not like it's like you break up, but it's like a continuous mourning of that relationship. It comes in different stages.
Yeah, it does come in different stages because there's people that we knew together. So I have to unfriend those people. You know, there's just a lot of, what do you call it? Yeah, awkwardness.
Exactly.
That comes in, but we live with it, man.
Fair point. And let's come to your foundation. Tell us about like the name of your foundation. How do we donate shoes if people are interested in donating, and your long-term aspirations with your foundation?
Okay, the name of the foundation is the Gloria Nomvula Mashele Foundation. It's named after my late mother. Started the foundation in 2017. And to date, we have donated plus minus 1,000 shoes. We want to donate another 1,000 this year.
Amazing.
So we've donated 350 thus far, and we still want to donate 1,000 towards the end of the year. Our goal is to donate 50 per school, different locations. And then if someone donates 20 pairs, the person will choose our next location. Sure. Yeah. So that's how we want to do it now, so that it becomes more engaging. Because I don't want it to seem like I'm being biased or I'm going to the schools that I know. That's why I go to different communities. Yeah. You know, so I want it to be as engaging as possible. So I've joined forces because starting an NGO, I needed people to be on board. Yes. So I've joined forces with friends, friends that I've met through fitness. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. I think like the whole goal of like giving back and also uniting with other fitness trainers, because I think a lot of times we don't give you guys slack. We just think we don't understand that you're continuously changing lives, but you've taken it further than that to say like, how can I impact the lives of young kids who are still in school, who might not be able to afford like a pair of shoes or uniform, and continue your mother's legacy?
Yeah, because I've even made it not just to be about shoes. Yeah. It's about uniform. Sometimes I get to school and I find it useless just to buy a child to give the child shoes, new shoes, but then they were in torn uniform.
Yeah.
So I got on my way to buy the child's school uniform. So, and last year on my mother's birthday, on my birthday last year, 27th of August last year, I bought 35 families food parcels. So it just depends of what's on my mind for that season.
Yeah.
Like for this year as well, I want to donate. Probably my mother's turning 65 this year. I want to donate 65 pairs at the school that she was teaching at. So I'm going back now for the third time to say, hey, we are now giving you guys 65. She's turning 65.
Yes.
We're giving you 65.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so every single year we grow. I just want to give back to wherever I started. I just want to say, hey, this is the seed. So it's just my testimony. Every single year when I go there, I'm like, this is my testimony. So I just want to have a testimony every single year. Yeah. Because I know my day will come one day. So when my day comes, I want them to say, hey, man, this person played a big role. Yeah. And it wasn't just for him being a trainer and showing off six packs and running fast. Yeah. It was also about giving back and just having a story of hope. Yeah. And showing people that you can still make it, whatever you go through. I'm just working hard. I just want to see people happy. Yeah. It's because I know it's never about me. Yeah. So every single time I get that warm gesture, they say, hey man, like I've got even like other clients that bought me 50 pairs of shoes. They say, hey, you know what? We always see you post on your WhatsApp. So we just want to help you out. And just, when I see whatever that you think of, whatever that you are doing manifest. So I appreciate that, because that makes me also appreciate always having them around and go out of my way to make sure that they are happy. Because I know that these people really, like, they make me who I am, and they make my life to be easy. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful relationship that you have with clients, like where they value your craft and who you are as a person and what you bring to the table, and they're able to appreciate that. In almost closing, I want to know, like, if we had to forecast like 10 years from now, who is Siya 10 years from now? So you'll be about, 45? Or what is your legacy project? Like, what for you, when your time comes, when you're like, I'm done, what does that look like?
I think when my time comes, I want to help other trainers to get to where I am. It never took me 10 years to get to where I am. Yeah. But it's just pure hard work and determination that got me where I am. So I want to help them to build. I want to build a passion in kids from fitness schools. Yeah. Because I see that from fitness instructors that there's a lack of passion. Yeah. You know, like, it took me 5 months to transition from being a fitness instructor to being a personal trainer. And it took me a short period. Yeah. Because I knew what I wanted. And because of, or maybe it was because of the experiences that I faced and that pushed me to become a trainer and finish this thing quickly. Hey, training is very strenuous. Yeah. It's not just showing off on social media or on whatsoever. I think there's the long hours. There's the waking up. There's the no sleep. Yeah. But then are you willing to go through that in order for you to make money? You know, because I also went through that. You know, I also faced challenges. I was also doubted. I also had to prove myself. You know, it wasn't easy as well. But then, because I was willing to go through that, and I knew that one day I'd write my story as well.
And you know what I love about that your vision spans beyond you. It's not about you anymore. No. It's about the impact that you would have on other people's lives. So, Siya, navigating the 20s, we'd love to leave people with a piece of advice on how to navigate the 20s. If you could give 2 pieces of advice to our community who are in their 20s and are struggling or facing challenges, what would you advise them?
You're not alone. Keep on praying. Talk to someone about it, because you find out that you're not the only one that's going through it. But if you are really passionate about something and you want it, just keep on going, whatever that you're going through. Because don't forget that you are doing it for yourself. And I always tell myself that nobody cares. If you are going through it, wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to get there. One day, everything will make sense. It won't make sense in the beginning, but one day it will make sense. So just never give up.
So, Siya, for people that want to come train with you, where do we find you? Or if anyone wants to donate shoes, how do they contact you or access you?
Okay. For training, I'm based at the Edison Collection Virgin Active in Sandton. If you want to train with me, I'm based there. And then for the shoe drive, you can hit me up on my social media at Siya Matsotsi. Mashele, or we are working on a website and an Instagram page for the foundation. Everything has been registered. We've registered the foundation. We've been opened up a business account for the foundation as well, because I don't want funds in my account anymore.
Yeah, you've got to have that separation.
Yeah. So we have the separation now. Everything is registered. So we'll post everything in due time. So I'll definitely repost stuff from the page to my own page in order to push everything. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. We will also share it in our show notes so people can have your Instagram handle. So thank you so much, Siya, for your time. This has been like an amazing conversation. Thank you for your vulnerability, your honesty, and honestly, like going through your own personal journey and sharing it with our community.
Thank you so much, Z. Pleasure.